problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me, ready for electrostatic. Don't you step into this box if you're not batting. Then my gang got tools, you can call them boy crap. Man, this gang got rules, man, you better watch your passes, this ain't not new.
What's going on, y'all boys, and welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. We in the motherfucking Fight Club today. We talking Usyk, Joshua. We recapping it for y'all boys. Before we do that, do us a favor, go down and like this video, and do yourself a favor and subscribe to the channel. I'm Paul Pick Usyk, and I'm joined with...
Hey, man, it's that boy Kev, a.k.a. the Dom PYE, a.k.a. the nigga on your motherfucking screen, and we talking some real fade and shit, big boxing shit.
What's going on, y'all boys? It's Prime Time Mark, man. Let's jump into it. You did.
Hey, y'all think I could trademark big boxing shit? That's gonna be my catchphrase. Like trademark big boxing shit. That's what we go with.
Big boxing shit.
Big
Yeah.
boxing shit. But nah, man. Hey, appreciate anybody that's peeped the channel, new subscribers, any viewers, any random likers, any random comments, any haters. We love y'all the most. Motherfucking, it's been up, man. It's been great. So before we talk any cards or anything like that, y'all boys, this has been a whole motherfucking what we've been doing this since the football season ended in February. So I just want to know, I appreciate y'all
9
boys.
months.
It's been a long time. We get into new shit. We get into another football season. The Fight Club's been going crazy. So I appreciate y'all boys coming through and putting me on fighting every week, dog. We do this shit outside. Y'all over here showing me how to do this shit professionally.
Yeah. You feel me?
Yeah.
Facts. Yes, sir. I appreciate Marcus putting me on boxing. Shit, now this fucking card was amazing.
Hey, man, y'all putting me on the UFC shit, too. So it's a two-way.
But fucking, what was this called? The Rage on the Red Sea.
Yeah.
Bye.
Definitely was some rage in there. Definitely was rage.
The Princes brought out, they had a fucking fashion walk for them to get to the ring. That shit was hella hard. It was just
that boy Eddie Hearn. I ain't gonna lie. That's one thing about Eddie Hearn, man. All his events, they always got some crazy stage, always some crazy entrance for the main event. Like Canelo had some fucking WWE shit in Miami.
No. And when you look at how big a deal this was, like Eddie Hearn probably said, like, yo, if y'all boys don't come fresh, y'all not getting paid. Because did you see that Chinese motherfucker?
The co-main event, Zane.
That boy Zane came through dumb clean. That boy came first Sunday fresh.
No, they ain't the cleanest on the card. The cleanest on the card was Popeye. Oh, Richard.
Oh, yeah, Popeye.
His ass really, I've never seen someone live up to the gimmick that much. He has the sailor, the Popeye sailor thing, the cat.
Jay had the pipe in his mouth after the fight. Like, damn.
He lives his name, the Sailor Popeye Rivera. And low-key, that the first thing I want to bring up on this card was that fight in particular. It was like round 7. The timekeeper let it go for 3 minutes and 58 seconds, a whole extra 58 seconds, and then rung the bell. So on the wildest shit I've ever seen, like you had one job, you're a fucking timekeeper, and you let a round go for an extra minute.
God.
Nah, but that's crazy. Before you pointed that out to me, I'm like, I didn't realize until after you said it. I'm like, damn, this shit really is going on.
That shit was wild.
I've never seen that before.
A whole minute. And the worst part about it was Badu Jack was getting beat up for the first 3 minutes. And in that last minute, he started hitting it. Jack turned around and started hitting him with haymakers. So, like, they probably gave the round to Jack in a whole minute that didn't count. So, like, shit's crazy. Then the next fight, low-key, this is a nice little stack card because Colin Smith, he knocked old boy out the ring.
Yeah, boy, that shit was crazy.
That nice little left hook KO, that shit got me.
Colin Smith on the comeback?
Right. I think Canelo's the only one to beat him, too. That'd be, like, the worst part of, like, some of these fighters. Be like, their only losses to, like, Bud or Canelo or, like, Spence. And it's like, people are like, oh, they're coming back. It's like, right, they just having to run into the
That's one thing sucks about, like,
generation.
the difference between UFC and boxing, bro, because, like, that's the same thing you could say about Regis Prograis. Like, when he lost his belt, people don't want to fight him now because he was a champion. He just happened to take an L, but now he's just like in that no man's land where like the prospects don't want to fight him. The champs don't want to fight him because he's a dog still at the end of the day. But
mandatory. Every time I see shit like that, I always think of Kobe Covington. I always be like, he's one of those situations. Like you just ran in, just ran into a Robert Whitaker. You just ran into some raw ass niggas. Like that's tough. It's like running into the motherfucking Chiefs or like Tom Brady. Like y'all was good. Like y'all had a great season, but like y'all just ran into them niggas.
Just ran into him.
Then we saw our boy Zong came out like an emperor. He ran into bad judging. And
Jit was snapping, bro. I even seen some clips on Twitter, bro. I'm like, he was low key getting off.
He got gassed in the second half, but he's a big boy. Don't expect it, but he was still finding spots like this head in his ass. I don't know how he lost it. I was really shocked when they said a unanimous decision.
I low key didn't even watch the decision because I already knew who won. So like I already like tuned out for a second. I was like on Twitter, and then I seen people like, "What the fuck?"
That was me. I
thought what's his name? Zion,
yeah.
Zane?
I thought my dog Zion, that also known as the Chinese motherfucking he was giving him hands the whole fight, and this was one of those fights I was kind of like watching in and out. But every time I looked up, bro was giving bro hands.
Facts.
Heavy
No,
hands too.
And I think he a southpaw. I could be wrong though.
But shit, them boys went all 12 rounds. That boy Hrgovic won. And now I think the winner of this fight became the mandatory to Usyk, like a WBA mandatory. But we'll hit on this a little bit later. Usyk might be tied up with another big dog at the heavyweight division. But Usyk beating Anthony Joshua by split decision. I mean, that boy Joshua definitely came out, fought a better fight. He went out swinging. He did all he could, threw the kitchen sink at him and still couldn't beat him.
Hey man, that boy Joshua, you could see where the improvements came in the camp, but I feel like I forget. Fuck, I wish I rewatched the fight low key because I can't remember the exact rounds. I think it was like round 9. There was moments where Joshua was attacking the body like he should have been, and it was actually affecting Usyk, but then he kind of would stop and like just kind of back out almost. So I don't know, man. I thought Joshua would be able to like bring like more of his strength on top of him, but wasn't able to.
Yo, can you explain that to me? Why were they? Because I feel like Usyk was doing that too. I feel like nobody was really like trying to. They was in the paint, definitely. Like it was in the paint. They was giving them up. But it looked like when they was doing too much and a counter punch could have came, they just said instead of like keep on that, throwing these haymakers and trying to finish the fight, just get the fuck about it. Like I understand bailing, that's something you do, but like you usually do that when you're not the aggressor or like you're not, or you slipped or you did something unfundamental. Like why are they bailing like that in the middle of combinations?
I think
because the worst part that made me mad is that it looked good. It looked like a good strategy, and I was just upset. Like, just kill him.
I don't know why Joshua would do it because I don't think he has much to be afraid of Usyk's power, but Usyk doing it, I think it's smart because he knows that if Joshua did land that one big counter punch, it could like change momentum, at least in judging.
That's what Joshua looked like. He just looked like he was waiting for counter punching, and like he looked like he was waiting for that one right hand or some shit, like it was ever gonna land or something. But I don't know. Like I like how Joshua came out, but at the end of the day, bro, he only won by a couple rounds out of that whole fight. When you really look at it, to me, or at least to me, it was. And I don't know, man.
Closer, but I don't see a split decision either. I think they one judge tried like that one judge scorecard that was like 116, 113 for Joshua. Like he was drunk. That
was terrible.
Eddie Hearn.
That boy Sal came through. That boy Sal.
There was only a few rounds that I seen that Joshua was really doing damage and like really like doing what he had to do, but bro, Usyk boxed his ass off the whole fight for at least, and like
especially the last couple, like the last 4 rounds, Usyk flipped the switch and it was just like I'm gonna just fucking.
I think that's where Joshua fucked up too, because like I think it was after the 9th or 10th round, Joshua he kind of just like I don't want to say gassed out, but he didn't press down on the pedal. You know what I mean? Like he's
not fucking Rocky Marciano. All right, I'm 260.
Fuck that guy, bro. I mean, shout out Usyk, man. Usyk's the #1 pound for pound in the fucking world. I don't care about knowing. I don't care about. Shout out my dog Bud though. But other than that, man, he hasn't fought, so it's okay. I'm gonna talk my shit. Usyk is #1.
Yeah.
hands
Okay.
down.
If he beats Tyson Fury, I won't
Nah,
say.
if he beats Tyson Fury, you might as well call him the fucking GOAT.
Hey, here's my thing. I think
Nah,
he's
just like
I think he is the best. I think he can beat Tyson Fury, but until he does that, I can't give you number one. You gotta do some number one ass shit or beat Canelo. So like that's tough because like Spence and Crawford are already, the date is damn near set. Like it's almost there. So like it's tough to give him like the best. Who would you like? What's your not reasoning, but like if you were to give me a drop down, like what makes him better the best? Because like he linked because he unified the division as a cruiserweight, correct?
yeah. All right. So I would call him number
Undisputed,
one.
man.
Yeah, he went undisputed at cruiserweight, all on the road. Every single fight damn near is on the. You can call him the Road Warrior. Like that's his nickname from now on, the Road Warrior. All he does is fight on the road. He don't ever fight in his hometown. He goes to everyone else's, takes a belt, and give him an L. That's all he does. That's all he knows. And so he go, bro. People was having him like
No,
top
that is
5.
facts. It was like his last 8 fights. Every fight was like in the other. It was in the like home. Like he would fight like some Russian dude in Russia.
Fight a German dude in Germany. Fight a fucking Britain guy. You know what I'm saying? Like all these guys, like, he going over there. He even came to the US before, I think. So like, dude is different, bro. He don't look at that shit. He and that means he's beating all these guys decisively. He ain't got to worry about putting it in judges' hands. He don't got to worry about corruption because he not at home. So he's like, damn, bro, that you beating these boys that bad where the judges can't even fuck up the fight. They have no choice to give you the win because you a dude. And then, I mean, he was top 5 after the cruiserweight shit. And then he comes up, boxes the fuck out of Joshua the first time, take his belts like it's nothing, does it again, repeats the same thing. Nothing changed. Joshua they're just different
Usyk
levels.
was like a plus 250 underdog in that first fight. A lot of people
in the
like
first
want to
fight,
be like, oh, we all knew Usyk was gonna win. It's like, no, you didn't. Usyk was like a almost 300 underdog. People thought Joshua was gonna pop him. Was gonna
because like
one hitter and show that he's too small for the division.
Fact, bro. Sean Porter fought Usyk in the amateurs. Sean Porter's a 147 guy, and he fought Usyk back in the amateurs. So people thought Usyk going to heavyweight is gonna get knocked out, but Jip bulked up. He got his. Man, he's just a master boxer, bro. His IQ in the boxing ring is like out of this world.
Better BF and just like Lomachenko, he's one of them overseas, those weird Middle East Ukrainian countries that over in Europe that have like 200 fights in amateurs and only lost like 2 fights. So whenever
Him and Lomachenko are probably like,
you knew this
We're
guy.
together.
Yeah, but you knew when the Usyk coming out he was gonna be a god, just like Loma. So I didn't realize that until I looked into like these people are like amateur gods, and like outside of like people that don't like the casuals wouldn't know, but the people who like study the amateurs going on to follow you, like they're like people were waiting for Usyk, people were waiting for Loma, people were waiting for.
Yeah. That's what sucks about Loma, low key, that he did do that, because I think he got 2 gold medals. So I mean, it doesn't really suck for him, but he didn't turn pro until like 30 years old or like in his 30s or late 20s. So like he kind of got a late start. That's why he only has like 15 fights right now, but he's getting close to 40 because he had such a long amateur career.
Let's want to talk about the news of Tyson Fury calling him out. Tyson Fury saying like it's gonna be the biggest money fight in the world has ever seen. He has a lot of expectations. Eddie Hearn, Bob Arum is even saying, yeah, we're gonna do it. Fucking who's homeboy?
Frank Warren, I think even said it.
Fucking yeah, like it's gonna happen. If this money split's gonna be 50-50, they're saying.
I think they were saying Usyk is like a free agent, so I don't think there's gonna be any like blockage to make the fight, because Tyson Fury, he got his team and shit. I think he'd be fucking with Frank Warren. I could be wrong though, but I don't think Usyk has like he's with any promotion right now, so I think he'd be able to. I think it would be like a smooth negotiation for real, and like all the belts is already gonna be on the line. Like it's really just gonna come down to money and who's the A side. Who the fuck is the A side?
That's a good question.
Tyson Fury is clearly the
draw
attraction, yeah. But at the end of the day, dude over there got all the belts with the Ring magazine.
Yeah, they said it'd be 50-50, but in boxing, there's never such thing as 50-50. There's always 51-49.
Yeah,
It's always
somebody got to get over. I love it, man. But how do you feel about Joshua in the octagon afterwards? Because, like, not octagon, the ring afterwards. And the fact that what killed me was the fact that I didn't give a fuck about this. And, I don't listen to the fights with sound on. But the motherfucker left the ring and came back.
He threw the belts on the ground. Like,
Bruh.
he took the belts from the Ukraine people. Wow, that was the most disrespectful part doing that. Like, when he took the belts from Usyk's camp and, like, showed off the ring and another, I don't know what the other belt was. It was the ring.
I think WBA or some shit.
And then just throws him down. And then literally you see Usyk's face in that moment. He goes, and it was just like, bad. It was like, and then you can see, like, people breaking down the video. He didn't want to raise his arm with him.
That video you sent on Twitter, man, of the breakdown and like the guy talking about it, I was like, damn. I didn't even look at. I knew there was something off when I was watching Joshua, the way he was like walking around the ring, and then it really looked weird when he got out the ring and he was talking shit to the fans. He turned around
or whatever.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to the locker room. He turned around and then he goes straight back to the ring. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy on? And it looked like, I thought he was going back to the ring to talk shit with Usyk. And then dude grabs the belts. He does all this shit, bro. And then the mic, bro. When he grabbed the mic, that was probably the worst thing that man could have done.
I will say he saved his ass, though, because it could have been an all-time moment, but then he did show respect. He did say Usyk's a great champ. So, like, it went from a complete, total fucking disaster to, like, he kind of saved his ass a little bit and showed some pride.
It's just like, bro,
respect,
why the fuck
did
did
like
he
got out of there? But it should have been more about
fuck
Usyk.
would he grab the mic? Like that shit.
It should be more about Usyk and Ukraine, and we did this for fucking Ukraine. And
because usually, like a boxing fight, they go winner. They do the same thing in UFC. Winner, you do the interview, or the loser sometimes does the interview first, and then they'll go to the winner. This man literally grabbed the mic like it was his show. Like it was like he was expecting him to win, and he had to like apologize or some shit. Cause it looked like that was like set up for him. That's why I think he grabbed the mic, because dude thought it was his show for real, and he just was trying to cover up his ass.
It just looked back, cause like, bro, you lost it. Cause it started off, I thought they put respect on the Ukraine, right? Cause I seen him put the flag over his shoulder and shit. I'm like, okay, good shit, man. At least you're a good sport. Nigga, sit your stupid ass down. What the fuck you got going on, bro? But hey, man, that's how that boy went out, and he's still gonna. I think that's not gonna take nothing away from him. I think he's gonna lose like the fake fans, like the bandwagon fans, like this nigga, this big light skinned dude with all the muscles, he gonna fuck shit up, motherfucking. But I feel like he's still gonna be a huge draw, and maybe the UK will love him forever.
He already signed that three fight contract with the Saudi boys for like 150 million or something crazy.
I think that's another thing that video that you sent pointed it out to me that I didn't even think about. How like he didn't go straight to his camp after the loss. Bro, if you look at any UFC, fucking any combat sport, if you take an L, you go straight to your coach and you guys are talking on your team and you guys are just like, it's always together.
That brotherly bond, yeah.
Yeah, like you just went months and weeks of fucking training nonstop with these boys. Those are the first people you want to go back to if you just didn't get your hand raised. This man doesn't even go nowhere near his camp. And that guy in that video was talking about how everyone gasses up Joshua to be this fucking Greek god, fucking heavyweight all-time great because of the way he looks and all this shit. And that shit is not the truth, man. And I think Joshua is starting to see that shit too. He knows he can't beat Usyk. He might not even touch those belts again. Who the fuck knows? He's still young. I can't say that, but still, like he's realizing the hype around his name ain't really what it should be, or at least that's how I'm seeing it.
I will say he signed his contracts at the right time though, because now it don't matter what's happening now because he is all that money's guaranteed. That boy might be losing.
They'll get their money back too, because he's still gonna be a draw. Definitely still gonna be a draw still.
But shit, we gotta wrap this up. And what's some final thoughts on this card or this anything before we have to go?
Big boxing, bitch. Like that shit is lit, man. That's what that was to me. I was like, this is just a lot of good hands. It was a good card. I don't really fuck with Eddie Hearn like that, but it was a good card, definitely.
Yeah, fucking. I hope Fury and Usyk make that fight, man. I couldn't even tell you who I want to win or who I think could win that fight. That I think is more of a toss up than the Terrence Crawford Errol Spence fight.
Ooh, old claims right there.
Really?
I don't know who wins Usyk Fury because like Fury can box too.
Yeah.
Fury's smart.
And Fury's big. So can Usyk box?
That's
But the thing
big
is, Fury got
boxing
problems with
shit.
southpaws. So it's like, I don't know, man.
That's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be one. I might have to vote no contest on that one.
Yeah, that one's a hard one.
But shit, we broke it down. We rewind it. We recapped it for y'all. Let that boy Kev send us out today.
Man, this has been a Totally Blitz podcast. If you didn't know, I didn't mind telling you again, you dirty bitch. But y'all boys stay tuned, man. We got more recaps coming in. Go peep our oldest shit. Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. We waiting on it. Make sure you keep tuning in. Check us out on Apple Podcasts. Check us out on motherfucking Spotify. Anywhere you need podcasts. Make sure you watch the YouTube videos because you get to see all the dope being smoked and Marcus being a great citizen. And this has been a Totally Blitz podcast. Yeah, bitch.
Passing out the medicines. We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been. I got a problem with